Hello, Mystical Stars. This is Erin with North Star Mystic Tarot, and today our reading is going to be on relationships and career because Venus goes direct on the 12th. Venus is one of my favorite planets because it's just a feel-good planet and it rules relationships, and so we're going to see how this plays into career development and your relationship with yourself as you develop your career. All right? And going back to that real quick, when you have a good relationship with yourself, that will translate into your career. So it starts within. So Venus's message for you today is, how can I start from within to improve my career? And how can my relationships improve my career, including the one with myself? So we have here for pile number 1, we have this yellow calcite here. And then for our second pile, I'm not even sure what this is, but I like it. And then we have here what is probably lapis. All right. So you will find these in the timestamps, and I will see you there. All right. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. All right, this feels kind of exciting. Like, how are you going to get your career going? We have the 6 of Pentacles. That relates to money and how money is being used. And then we have perspective from the Oracle deck, the Botanical Oracle. So these two together are really painting a picture of someone who is reassessing how they handle money. And I like how this card in the 6 of Pentacles, it's emphasizing that this man is moving forward. He's walking tiptoe, so he's moving forward carefully. And so this is showing a person who is taking a new perspective on their relationship with money and relaxing it quite a lot. In our consumerist culture, it is so easy to get so fixated on money and spending. And so the advice here is to simplify, move forward, and be organized, but also let go. Not to let money become more of a mental, to take up more mental space than it really needs to, right? So there's our first suggestion for you guys. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So that is a new beginning with money. And it also means money coming in. So I love the feel of these cards, that they feel so focused and chill. And I absolutely love that. So let's pull a few more oracles on how we can use this. What is this setting us up for here? I'm going to pull out the Woodland Warden's Oracle. And we have the Bat and Hellebore for intuition. And the Raccoon and Sycamore for curiosity. So that shows why the cards are showing you being really chill and simple and changing your perspective, because that is how we best follow our intuition, is when we're curious. And we can only be curious when we're feeling like we want a new perspective and when we're feeling pretty chill. This raccoon has his eyes on something he wants. You can see it. He's like, oh, I want that. So and the only way you can spot something with your curiosity is if you are relaxed and open. Because when we're in our fight or flight, right, we don't have a lot of curiosity except for what's going to immediately alleviate our panic, right? That's the only thing we're curious about. Like when you're starving, the only thing you're curious about is, do you have food? And when you need money, the only thing you're curious about is, will this bring me money, right? But if you can stay open and chill, right, relaxed, then your intuition and your curiosity are going to guide you to your opportunities with regard to career. So that's kind of cool. I'm liking how this is going. It's very, the message is very cohesive. We have mugwort. So mugwort speaks to our subconscious and to our dreams. And there's a sense here with these three cards of victory, of celebration, and it's coming from the mugwort as I'm looking at it. And so it's like a celebration of your subconscious. And your subconscious needs to be balanced. And this is what you are all working on right now, is balancing your rational mind with your subconscious and your intuition, and learning how to sail through life with ease, no matter what the ocean looks like, right? No matter how choppy the waters might be. Look at that. And we have 9 of Cups, where this man is sitting in front of some water, and we have the fish in the background. And notice how the wind is blowing, but this man is very still. He's very disciplined. And this shows someone who has mastery of the water element, because the waters are calm and he has all of his cups lined up. He's prepared. This is a card of being prepared by working hard and staying focused until you've accomplished what he's accomplished, which in this case I feel is emotional calm and stability. So you will be able to catapult upward in terms of your vibration and your opportunities as you put your faith and trust into that current, that divine presence and current of life that will take care of us as we let go and flow with it. And again, it's a very subconscious, intuitive process. And in the end, you get your new start, you get your coin. You get that pentacle. So let's take a look at what else is coming through for you guys on this subject. All right, we have Judgment, the Hanged Man, 6 of Wands. So this is showing someone, Hanged Man is about willing to take a new perspective, which mirrors the perspective card, oracle card from earlier. And then Judgment is about knowing what's moving forward and what's leaving as you are shifting into a new level of your life. The Judgment card asks us to decide, okay, now that I'm in this new phase, or now that I'm in this new part of my personal development in life, what goes and what comes with me, right? You're being called to release something. And I feel for this group, you're being called to release certain ways of thinking and certain thoughts. And see how she's kind of got her hand and her finger pointed at her head. And so I feel like this card is emphasizing that. And then we have the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands tells us that we are on our way to success. It's a wonderful card. I absolutely love it. And so she's reiterating here, the cards are reiterating here, that it's going to come from within your own mind. And that's how you're going to be guided to it. You know, especially when you're an intuitive person and you feel like you have a calling and you're listening to Spirit. Like Spirit doesn't necessarily always tell us exactly how things are going to happen. But Spirit does teach us how to cope with change and how to master certain elements of our internal and external world. And that's where the lessons are focused. Okay? Let's see what oracle cards we have. We have the Herbalist. The Herbalist. and the cicada. So that is interesting because cicadas, they only come out once a year, once every few years. I can't remember their cycle, but they're not always out. And the herbs grow on the surface, and you can count on them to come back every year. And so this, to me, these cards together are showing the difference between things that you've come to expect and things that are in process, but you don't know for sure when to expect them. They're underground, right? And so this can be about hidden surprises. It can be about long-term cycles. And see how the person in the Six of Wands is facing this way toward the cicada. And so it's letting you know everything, all the herbs you've gathered. In other words, all the things you've learned and the healing properties that you have learned how to use, all the skills that you have, you're going to be able to take all of that with you into this next phase, which is, just beyond your sight right now. So let's ask Spirit, okay, what's this process like? How soon can this group expect this change? I mean, we may not get an exact because the guides have been emphasizing curiosity and tuning to your subconscious. So that means you've got to go through a certain process. So we have 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is about completions. The 10s are completions. And so 10 of Cups is emotional completion. The number 10 is emphasized here as far as timing. I like that it shows the fulfillment, though, because that's showing that's where you're headed. We have the Turtle, so that's saying be willing to take your time. So, but I'm more drawn to the satisfaction. It says satisfaction at the bottom, which is what 10 of Cups is about. And it also is 31. So the number 31 could be important, or we have these 3 X's, which mirror the 10 over here. And then we have Snake and Fern for starting over, and that can indicate, as far as timing goes, the turn of the year, okay, or a turn of a season. Or if you can apply this to yourself as it makes sense to you as well. But the feeling here is that patience is required, which doesn't necessarily mean it'll take a long time, by the way. Like, it could be in 2 weeks that you see change, but you need to have patience for those 2 weeks. Or if it takes 10 months, you patience for that 10 months. Or if it takes 2 hours, patience for that 2 hours. Patience is a savoring every step you take, being in the moment, being curious, being chill, and knowing, like the satisfaction and taking your time and being present, combined with this beautiful 10 of Cups card about emotional fulfillment and stability and community and happiness. That's a nice feeling. And starting over means you can let go of the past, which mirrors the Judgment card here. So I also see potential for a reunion with people that you've known before. And maybe you were working on a project with a group of people in the past and it didn't work out, but then it's going to come back around for you. And I just get a feeling that certain contacts or people in your network or people who are allies to you or friends, they're going to turn back around and find you and support you. So you guys have a bigger mission, and you're going to be connecting with the collective energy, whether it be, and they're telling me not to define what kind of collective it is, but this is something that you're going to find people converge with you to make it happen, okay? It feels great. The energy of it feels so good to me. And I don't see like pain and suffering between now and then. So like if you're struggling right now, please don't take the message of slow down and be patient. Please don't take that to mean you got to suffer longer. It's not about that. That like you're moving towards something beautiful, which means that things are only going to get better. So let's see if there's any final advice for this group. We have the boar and pumpkin for confidence. We have the spider and passion flower for creative ingenuity. And winter. And fig and osmanthus. So fig and osmanthus is about luxury, about having like plenty. And there's this feeling that the spider is connected to that. This reminds me of the spider from Charlotte's Web, like a grandmother spider, like a sweetheart spider that is going to help you to, because she's connected to this network. And anytime any little part of that web wiggles or is tugged on, she'll know instantly, right? And so this spider can help you to put everything in place so that you can have this outcome. And I feel like this is a spirit guide that's going to be making sure that all your bases are covered so that you can have that abundance. And this boar, it feels like it's telling me, to me, I see that it represents the actual physical work that you have to do and setting things up. You know, if you ever listen to Abraham Hicks, she talks about pre-paving. And what she means by that is using vibration to create a smooth path ahead before you even reach that path. And that's what this boar guide is going to help you with. So that as you go through the actual steps necessary to move ahead, this boar will help you create magic and make that feel very, you'll feel good while you're doing that, right? And then winter, I'm not sure what they mean by winter. It's kind of vague. Medicine garden. I'm going to pull one more not to validate, but to clarify that. Then we have peace, the otter and the cattail. Okay, so that helps. I'm going to put that one away because I just wanted to clarify. So winter is peaceful. The clear, beautiful snow and silence outside there's a sense of safety, because we also associate winter with, cozy gatherings and things like that. And so it's also saying, like, winter, we also see that a little bit as destitution, because the tree has no leaves. Everything is bare, nothing's growing, really, or very little is growing. And so this is showing that you can go through these cycles in your life where you might go a little bit without and then have plenty, plenty of herbs and medicines in the garden, right? And then nothing. And then having plenty and having nothing. But you can embrace the simplicity and the beauty that comes with winter, if that makes sense. And so it's not necessarily going to be painful moving forward. And we'll still have cycles of things feeling abundant and feeling less abundant, because that's the nature of reality. But they're showing me it's not going to feel so painful to you. You'll be comfortable with those moments. So overall, like the gist of this reading has been about peace, balance, patience, curiosity, and serendipity, and having support from the other side. And plenty of promise of good things to come that feels like it's got something magical about it. All right? So I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. If you'd like any additional support, you can find my booking link below, as well as some other goodies. And I also list the cards that I used today. All right? Let me know in the comments what you thought about this reading, and I hope you really enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mystical Stars. If you chose this heart, this is your reading, second pile. We have the King of Cups and the Rat. So this shows someone who has worked hard and achieved a certain level of mastery to the point that not much can shake you. You're very confident in your profession and your career. and you know that you're good at what you do. This man also, you can see he's got very far-seeing eyes. And the rat is about opportunity. See how this cute little rat's about to reach for the golden orange and all the sparkly stars and the star anise and stuff. And so this shows that because of your position and your competence and your confidence, you have a beautiful opportunity ahead, okay? So let's pull some more cards and see what we need to know about that. We have the Two of Wands on one hand, which is, again, about far seeing. The Two of Wands is usually featuring a man who's looking out over, over the land and holding the world in his hand. And so in this card, he's focused on the world. Okay, so that's also about travel. And then we have the Moth, which is about listening to your ancestors, listening to the voices of your spirit guides. And in your case, I feel like you guys have a lot of spirit animals, and you're again showing a lot of just centered, far-seeing observation. And it's in that frequency of calm focus that you're going to be connecting with your spirit guides, your animal spirit guides, as you move forward. So whatever moving forward might mean to you, right? For some of you, maybe, I think for a lot of you, you're looking at a promotion of some kind. We have the lizard and the pitcher plant for stagnation. We have the owl and hop for wisdom. So you guys already have a ton of patience, but you're starting to get a little impatient because even though you've been so disciplined, you've still been feeling stagnant, like your income isn't going up, your promotions and opportunities aren't increasing the way that you would have hoped. But on the other hand, you can still rely on that wisdom that you have as you connect with your spirit guides and your ancestors and your spirituality. So there's another step you can take within that context, is what they're showing me. So let's find out what that is within the context of the presence of mind and wisdom you already have and your spirituality. What? Because sometimes, when we're really patient for a long time, we start to feel like, okay, do I need to be less patient? Is that the answer? Oh, bats, that is intuition. Wow, so they're showing me, okay, what do you, library and rose. So they're showing me a good way for you to move forward is actually to start studying. And they're emphasizing studying something that's not literal. So something that is fictional or something that is more on the creative side. To find a creative, because they're saying as you develop your creative mind, it's going to expand your vibration so much that it's going to allow some more opportunities to come in. So the direction they want you to go in is to head to the library and find some books that will stimulate the ability in that part of you that can tap more into your intuition and your creative side. So this could be, actually I'll let you decide. I was going to give some examples of what type of books you might look up, but I feel like it's got to come from you, your intuition, because you have that powerful third eye. You have a powerful intuition and a high level of intelligence. And so you will know what you're looking for when you see it. Like, oh, that is what interests me. Okay? So they're emphasizing continue to stay very calm, but also look into something that kind of tickles your creative side. That's what the feeling is. Something that you're like, oh, that looks like fun, right? And that will kind of change your perspective quite a bit. So we have the vulture and asphodel for upheaval. So again, calling for a change, a little bit of a change from within. We also have Baba Yaga, which can indicate a negative influence. And cinnamon. So let's pull another clarifier for that. Okay, salamander and black pepper for inspiration. I didn't know that black pepper plants looked like that. So they're saying with the stagnation that you've been experiencing, if you don't head into an inspired and creative direction that feels good, that's the cinnamon and the inspiration, that there's negative people in your life, or negative, I almost want to call it entropy, because we have the stagnation card. It's like you're going to stumble. So you've got this pathway opening up where you can expand, but if you don't, there's going to be some negativity coming into your life. So this is kind of a just a kind forewarning from Spirit, saying if you want to expand, now's the time. Starting with your creative side. So we don't always know why Spirit tells us to do a certain thing until after, right? So you may know why you're being advised to do this, but for those of you who are like, I don't understand why, just know that in a few weeks you probably will start to see it. We have clairvoyant. So that is, again, see how the hand is put up almost as if in warning here. And it's showing that you're getting a psychic notification. King of Pentacles. Four of Wands. And the ocean. So this is showing the ocean is about listening deeply. And see again how he looks like he's listening to you, the way he's got his head in his hand. He's looking right directly forward. And then the Four of Wands is about being able to come to a safe home to celebrate. And so this is showing that you'll be able to get through this time that is coming up, the negative influence. And with Baba Yaga, it points to a person or people, so there could be, but I'm not sure what it is. It's different for every person, right? But you will be able to listen deeply. And the King of Pentacles is very stable. And so your deep listening is going to enable you to continue to feel stable, both within yourself and with the people immediately around you, represented by the Four of Wands. Nightshade, yeah, that's saying, yeah, there's definitely either maybe your company is going to start laying people off, or something's going to happen with the stock market, or something's going to happen here, or maybe you might there might be some change in management or regulations that affect your job. Who knows? But this is showing something negative. Okay? But the Four of Wands is stability. Because when you have four walls, you have a stable structure. So this is why it represents a home. So the stable Four of Wands and the stable King of Pentacles here, one of the most stable cards in the deck, with the ocean, is showing as you listen deeply, you'll be able to maintain that stability even in the face of something toxic or disruptive to you. Okay? All right, any last advice? The horse and the bluebell for modest fortitude. The cat and lavender for independence. And the hound and the pear for loyalty. So they're showing that as things move forward in your life, that you will be able to maintain your independence, and the good, loyal people in your life who stick around are going to make themselves more apparent to you. Okay? And this cat is looking over in this direction, showing that you have the discernment, but you're going to have even more discernment soon on who gets to stay, who you're choosing to keep, to trust the most. So, all right, the guides are saying that's the end for this reading. So I hope it was helpful for you. If you want any additional insight or ask any additional questions, you can join my Patreon. We do some bonus readings there as well as discussions, and you can find that in the link below, as well as all the cards I used, links to all the cards I used, and other goodies. So let me know in the comments what you think and what you experienced during this reading. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. All right, bye-bye. Hello, if you chose this. This is your reading. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, very nice, and Wild Mint and Cannabis. And so this is showing that you generally are pretty stable, and you work in a profession where you're able to provide care and mentoring, whether it be to a team, if you're in a leadership position, or maybe you're someone creative, or you could be even someone who does yard work or landscaping, writing, anything where you're impacting, making an impact that takes some care, if that makes sense. All of those professions, people really appreciate when someone puts care into it. It affects why they want to hire you or to work with you or buy from you. So that's what came to mind anyways. But it's showing that right now you guys are in need of something to calm you down. You might be feeling on edge or anxious lately. So let's see what's happening. We have the elk and ash for strength. I can see your strength, but something's testing it, so it seems. Medicine garden. So again, like you, whatever you're doing, again, be it very physically focused, if you're, working with plants and gardens or yards, or if you're in some other capacity doing a creative work for others, it's showing you're very gifted. Like you're more gifted than maybe you realize that you are. And so anyone who complains about your work, please don't take it seriously or take it personally. If you're worried about whether or not you can succeed, you can. We have spider and passion flower for creative ingenuity. So yeah, you're not only creative, but you're very emotionally present. You're very emotionally intelligent, I should say. And this is showing me that you guys have the groundwork laid. You have everything you need within you to grow and expand your career quite a lot. But I feel this issue in the throat chakra, which tells me there's something to do with speaking up or saying what you want or saying what you need to say, or fear about using your voice. So we have the bobcat and the blackthorn for patience. So you might be feeling a little bit stagnant as a result of whatever is blocking your throat and your voice. And you've had to be very patient, but things have been growing. Your business has still been growing. But you need something to disrupt the status quo here. You have been creative. I feel like you've done everything practical that you could do to grow and expand and to improve your work. But there's still like this underlying feeling of anxiety or slight depression around it. Like there's something blocking you. What is it? The Page of Pentacles. Maybe somebody that you've worked for or with. Then the Queen of Cups. They're showing me you used to be a very different person and you changed a lot. But getting established in this change that you've created in yourself, that's what's holding you back. Okay. So there's something about who you used to be that we need to heal and release so you can put all your energy and focus into where you are now, because you've got so many good things going for you right now, really. Eight of Cups is about moving on. Yeah, because you moved on from who you used to be. So how do we do that? How do we fully move on from the past, Spirit? Oh, we got Labyrinth and Frozen Lilacs. Let's move the other ones out of the way so we can see the new cards. I just love the spread. I don't want to move it. Maybe I'll leave those ones for now. Frozen Lilacs and Labyrinth here in the middle. And so they want me to draw another clarifier. So we've got the otter and the cattail for peace. Funny, I'm immediately reminded of a memory that I have of going to Mount Shasta, California, which is considered a sacred mountain. And there's this beautiful like peace garden that has a labyrinth. And right in the center, there's a shrine where people put beautiful things for Mother Mary. And it's a very cold place. We have frozen lilacs, which can indicate commitments. And the labyrinth, is about answering questions and through self-discovery, by slowly making your way inward, slowly and patiently making your way inward until you get to the center where you meditate and you are transformed, and often answers will come. And so with the peace, I went to the peace gardens with the labyrinth, so that's why it made me wonder if the answer might lie in introspection that can be through writing, whether or not you choose to visit your own labyrinth, which you might have one in your city. If you can Google it and see, or you can create your own, or just go outside and walk in a spiral. You don't have to have an actual labyrinth. Or if you don't want to walk, you can write. And do some free writing, meaning writing that is stream of consciousness, not unstructured writing. And see if you can figure out where the hang-up is for you that is standing in your way. There's a part of you from the past that you've been moving on from, but it's still kind of frozen in place, right? Some of it may have been. If you are someone who, I don't know, maybe got in trouble in the past or had things in the past that you are completely moving away from, sometimes we hold on to that identity because of the negativity associated with it. We don't really quite let go of the identity, even if we let go of the behaviors. And I think for a lot of you, though, it's not anything you did. For most of you, I'm hearing it's something that was circumstantial. And you decided to become a different person, and you developed this, I have creative ingenuity, I have strength, I have patience, I have abundant skills. And you created this stability, but we're going to conquer that anxiety going with it, okay? The ocean is about being able to listen very deeply. And then snow is about having a clear mind. So what this is saying here is that, I'm going to remove this one because it's in the way. I just wanted to clarify here. So there's a distinct energetic harshness between these two cards and this card. And what that's telling me is that as you changed, in the past you changed in a good way, but you were so focused on what that change would look like emotionally that you forgot to surrender. There's still, you're like, you didn't want to surrender. You said, I want my life, I want to be this way. And you changed, but you forgot about the art of surrender. The ocean is about surrendering to something bigger than you and deeper than you. And there's a little bit of an antagonistic energy between those who want to define their life on their own terms and those who are willing to surrender and listen deeply. And so what we need to do is find the balance between the two, so you don't feel like you're losing autonomy when you surrender, to practice that. We have the Nine of Cups. This is showing you can be just as accomplished. Nine of Cups is about accomplishment. You can be just as accomplished in a state of surrender. And the Empress is very similar to the Queen of Pentacles in the sense she's very nurturing and she's very grounded. And the Empress is also connected to her spirituality, represented by the ocean here. You know, you might, who knows what you'll find, but you need to connect with people and go to places and find places where you can really practice letting go. And this is going to balance you out and clear everything out of the way that you need to clear so that you can not feel anxious. The cards are doing what the cards do, and they're saying, well, here's what you need to be aware of in terms of the next steps for your growth. What's going to help you feel better? We have the snail and the huckleberry, and we have modest fortitude here. Trust the invisible. You know, you might not instantly let go of your anxiety after watching this, but trust, okay? And keep going and follow some of the advice offered here. Just baby step. Three of Pentacles, look at that self-love. She found her answer there. She's got the stability represented by the Two of Pentacles below, and then the growth and teamwork represented by the Third Pentacle, which is moving upward from the foundation created by the Two Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands. See, now you're moving into your fiery energy. Look how open she is. Her arms are open. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles, her arms were not open. Okay? And look, she's found her magic as well. So the guides are saying you're going to move into a new chapter of personal growth. And we have the Queen of Cups again. So that's your past self. But in this time, she's showing victory. Okay? It's like your past self is giving you a piece of her so that you can take that and create your future self. And we have the bobcat and black patience again. Yeah. What is that about? Jade orchid. It's about getting what you need and what you want. So this is also showing me it's about what's beneath the surface. You have had to develop so much strength and so much clarity that Spirit is saying, I have more to give you, more stability to give you, but you need to listen. You need to turn and listen. And that takes a little bit of a change of pace, a little bit of a change of direction, and being willing to go slow down a little, be patient. Yeah, I think that's about it for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And you can also, if you have additional thoughts or things you want to share or talk about, you can also visit my Patreon, which you can find in the link below, as well as the cards that I've used today. And let me know in the comments what you think. I would really enjoy hearing your thoughts and questions. All right? So I hope you guys really enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy this great full moon energy. All right.